first joined the reserves because my brother was in the reserves. My dad was a Navy veteran of World War II, served on the Lady Lex. Then I went to RMA school, didn't do too well there, and decided that I would volunteer to go to the Navy, to Vietnam, but I figured the Navy wouldn't give me my first choice. So I put in for Vietnam and put in for various types of ships, and lo and behold, the Navy did send me to Vietnam, my first choice, which I thought I wasn't going to be doing. So I went there and I served in the swift boats. I was one of the first group of men to report to Coronado amphibious base as part of it, and we milled about smartly for about a month or two. So until they got organized, and once they were organized, then they started our training. And I was one of the original 21st crew to be trained on swift boats, because we were able to take the 21 boat from the Philippines to Vietnam, and while we were in the Philippines, we outfitted the 21 boat, made sure everything worked, and we went through additional training while we were there. We went on patrol, we were on 24 off 24, and then we were kind of heavy on that since there were so few of us there at that time. We would go on a 24-hour patrol out various parts of the Nang. We would go north or south as far as July. For a time, we would just go out, patrol a certain area, check boats and stuff like that. It was kind of routine at the most. We probably made a lot of mistakes since we were the first crews out there, and we were trying to learn the ropes, and I guess we made a lot of mistakes. We probably let a lot of things go by that we didn't know, but as we stayed there, the longer we started to understand the culture of the citizens and of the boat fishing community that were there. Mostly interacted with the civilians that were there, that we would encounter on the boat crew. I think our biggest factor at that time was our ability to communicate effectively with them, since we received no formal schooling or training and various phrases that we could be able to use while we were in Vietnam at that time. I believe later on they were schooling for that, but when we first went out there, it was just, let's hurry up and get them out there. We found a Vietnamese fishing vessel, or some type of vessel, we weren't too sure, that was grounded on the beach there, and we had to supply coverage for them while we were there, which was a blessing in one part, but that we were able to secure that boat. But the seas at that time were kind of rough, so we would ride the waves for a while, and then we had to fight the waves going out, and the waves at that time were 10 to 15 feet tall. So riding them in was great, but fighting to go back out was kind of rough. We were always mindful that things could happen. I think that was the most tedious thing, in not knowing what was to happen and when it's going to happen. In our boat, we were lucky, I guess, or unlucky, however you want to look at it, is that only having one firefight, and so we were lucky in that respect. I was on the fantail relieving myself, since we didn't have a very big bathroom facilities. And as I was relieving myself, we were receiving gunfire, so I ran in and I said, I must have pissed somebody off because they're shooting at us now. And then we received several small arm fires, and then we returned fire at that time. So I don't know of any casualties. I believe I shot and I saw somebody fall, but we never went to verify if they were, how badly they were injured or anything like that. So it was challenging to be able to learn the ropes and do the things at the same time. So it was a challenge, and that we met and we overcame, and we did our best. We always did our best to do our job. They were all great. We rotated. I was the helmsman. I used to cook. We would clean, help do everything around there. So it was kind of everything. It was kind of like being on a submarine where we all had to learn each other's job in that respect. I remember, I guess maybe cooking, because my dad sent me some flour, corn tortilla mix, instant mix. So I made it for the crew over there, and the first time they tasted it, they didn't like it because I just cooked them like we normally did. And it was nice and thick and fluffy, and they didn't like it. So I said, "Well, those son of guns," and other explicit terms that I used for them. So I'll teach them. So I made it again, and I sliced them up and I fried them. It's like Fritos. So they in that respect they enjoyed that. So I was able to do cooking, and remember one time we were in Hawaii. It was the week of the Marine birthday, and somewhere along the lines on the pier, somebody left a case of frozen steaks on the pier, and for some odd reason, they wound up in my possession, and we went to our barracks while we were in Hawaii. And we had steaks for a while. So if you're a Marine, thank you very much for providing the Navy with this case of steaks. We enjoyed them. We had steak and eggs for breakfast for quite a while. So thank you very much.